Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, hope this microphone is capturing my voice correctly because it's a little far away. But anyways, today it's round 2 for Katana MK2 versus Katana Gen 3. Well, right now I'm using microphones and they are in the same exact position as humanly as possible. I don't have a robot to do that, but basically it's right in front of the cone. So it's right in the middle, both microphones, so the sound will be a little bit harsher because I typically don't put the microphones where they are right now. The sound is always harsher than and a little bit to the sides. Anyway, but I think this is a fair way to compare them. Now, microphones will have a different characteristic regarding tone and sound, and different from the line out, breakout, anything out from the Katana. So let's start out with a clean channel. I have both Tone Studio here open for both Katanas, Gen 3 and Katana MK2. And let's start out with a clean channel on the MK2. And let's start with the neck position and see how it sounds. Here we go. Just typical regular chords. Now let's go for Gen 3. First thing I noticed is more body once again. Like I told you in the room, you can really tell the difference. And by the way, I had a lot of comments. Usually I try to answer to all my comments, but this time there were far too much. And some people even implied that if I bought the amplifier or Boss sent me, and just to disclosure this, Boss usually, they don't pay me for doing the videos, but they do send me gear. So they send me the MK2. The first one I bought was the MK1. The rest is all sent by Boss. The MK2, the Gen 3, etc. All Boss units. So I have them side by side, and some comments said that the Gen 3 was too dark, and also there was a question about the volume. And the thing is, I can now tell you that the volume via rec out is much lower on the MK2. I had to adjust it, and I tried to adjust my best in Logic, just the volume. But after the video was made, I don't know why, the MK2 sound a little bit louder in certain parts, but it's not faithful, okay? So bear that in mind. Via rec out, you get a better signal, not so weaker on the Gen 3. So this was the clean channel. Let's go straight into the crunch channel. Okay, I had to engage the noise suppressor a little bit louder because they're connected to the same audio interface, and it might go a little bit with some noise. So right now on the crunch channel MK2, let's start out with the MK2 and play some chords. Okay, the microphone is right in the cone, so it's but a little bit harsher, and it's very loud in here. Now let's go for the Gen 3. Once again, the sound is more rounded, has a little bit more detail to it, sounds different and feels different when you're playing. Let's go back to the MK2 now on the neck pickup. Now on the Gen 3, sort of the same thing. As you guys can hear, once again, more body. Even the volume is a little bit louder, and they're exactly on the same spot regarding volume. So this is the current channel, once again different, and for my taste I prefer the Gen 3. They do sound different. Let's go for the lead channel on both amps. There's a little bit of hum here, but that's normal because, like I told you before, they're connected to the same audio interface, and something is making a bit of hum here. But anyways, lead channel on the MKII. Neck pickup. And now, same thing on the Gen 3. Once again, we have the Gen 3 with more body, less harshness, and overall better tone, in my opinion. Now, this is going to be a little bit more, even louder, because it gets louder when you change channels, as you know. Let's go for the brown channel. I might have to increase the noise suppression here in both amps. It's getting me this kind of hum underneath, and I really don't know where it comes from. But anyways, let's start with some power chords on the MKII. Now on the neck pickup. Let's go for the Gen 3. It's really loud in here, man. Darker and more pleasant to your ears. Now the neck pickup. More response, more dynamic. Okay, now finally I'm gonna add a booster like I did before, a tube screamer with everything at noon. Effect level is at 50 in front of both amps, so we can see all this sound for a more of a heavy metal tone. And by the way, don't forget that everything is at noon, so ideally you'll have to sculpt a little bit more the tone in terms of EQ so you can get a really convincing metal tone. But anyways, now just on the bridge pickup, starting on the MKII, let's see how it sounds. I'm going to just increase a little bit the gain in both amps. Lots of noise. I'll try to reduce it post. Okay, MKII. And this guitar, this pickup is not made for metal, far from it. But anyways, Gen 3, also one thing very important, since I'm hearing lots of noise, the Katana MKII, when it's louder, makes more noise. It's more susceptible to interferences from all the equipment I have here. Not so much with the Gen 3, so that's a bonus. So Gen 3. Once again, let me just put this on the clean channel so it doesn't hum too much. Once again, guys, and to finish the video, my perception is that the Gen 3 sounds better, period. Now, of course, tone is subjective. You might prefer the MKII, and that's totally fine with me, because the MKII, it's a great amp, sounds great, can do anything, as well as the MK1, although the software has its limitations, right? And then with the Gen 3, you have that extra pushed channel that really shines in certain modes, with certain guitars. It's really different. But basically what I hear here in the room is a more solid tightness response from the Gen 3. A little bit darker, but that's okay, because one of the things that people complain about every time on the Katana is the digital harshness on the high end. So this doesn't have near as much as the Gen 2, as the MK2. It's trying to, the name is confusing me. And so it's a good thing, right? You don't have that top fizziness on the high end, and the microphone is right on the position where you can capture all that fizziness. This is my final conclusion. This is now with the microphone. I still prefer the Gen 3. It sounds different, more body, more detail, more dynamics. And like I told you before, you might prefer the Gen 2. Sorry, the MK2. This is getting really confusing. But once you try it out in a room, well, maybe you prefer the MK2 anyways. But for me, at least, I think the Gen 3 is a big improvement on the voicings of the amp. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.